Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Josh Chapman. Today I will be joined by Dan Finn, administrator of the Sanilac County Museum and Historical Village. And today's show is sponsored by Women's Life Insurance Society. Good morning, Dan. How are you?
Good morning, Josh. I'm doing very well.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
And I helped you commit the cardinal sin of saying good morning because we're not supposed to do that. So I've already messed it up.
So good day to whatever it is. Good noon, good evening, good night.
Appropriate salutations.
Yes.
So Dan, we were chatting. We just met outside. So you are the administrator of the Sanilac County Museum and Historical Village.
Yeah.
And I think you said you had, what did you say, 17 sites on 10 acres? So.
Yeah, so Sanilac County Historic Village and Museum, and we have 17 historic buildings on 10 acres in Port Sanilac, right in the middle of Sanilac County, well, along the coast of Lake Huron.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have historic buildings from all over, mostly the east side of Sanilac County.
Okay.
And I came today to talk about some upcoming events that we have at our historic village site. Every event that we do is technically a fundraiser, as we are a nonprofit that is completely self-funded.
Understood. Okay. So we were talking and we were kicking ourselves that it was between the shirts that we were wearing today and plaid, and I think you're here to talk about Plaidurday?
Yes. So on Saturday.
Not Plaidurday.
No.
Plaidurday.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Okay.
There's no platters.
No, I was excited because I missed breakfast, so I got excited. So tell us about Plaidurday.
Yes. So Plaidurday is something that started in Lansing, I believe, and it is a very popular Upper Peninsula convention as well, but it's sweeping the nation as being a worldwide celebration of plaid.
Okay.
When you wear a flannel, or people's kilts, when they're wearing a kilt, you know, there's the pattern of plaid.
Yeah.
And so typically that event is on the first Friday of October.
Okay.
However, at Sanilac County Historic Village and Museum, we'll be having our Plaidurday celebration on Saturday, September 23rd at 5 p.m.
Okay.
And we'll be having craft beer available, as well as a cash bar, live music performance, yard games, lawn games.
Okay.
And we'll also have a Michigan history trivia game during the musical intermission. So our band's going to come up, do a first set, have an intermission. We're going to do a trivia contest for Michigan history, maybe something more about lumberjack, relevant history of Michigan.
Okay. Plaid and lumberjack. Okay.
Yes, plaid and lumberjacks. Yes. There's a whole theme to this event, so it's going to be a really good time. Okay. It's a 21 and up event. Well, it's a suggested 21 and up event because we're going to be having beer and a cash bar, and it's just going to be, the goal is to have a little bit of a rowdy kind of good time.
Okay. So it sounds like it's gonna be a cool way to get folks on site at the museum.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. I love it.
Yes.
So what does this fundraiser do in terms of supporting the museum? How important is it to daily operations or procuring artifacts, relics, exhibits?
Yes. So the Sanilac County Museum is a 501c3 nonprofit that is completely self-funded, and every event that we do is aiming to afford the cost of maintenance and staff that do upkeep of our 17 historic buildings. We have a barn, a train depot, a church, a schoolhouse, multiple cabins and cottages, and multiple other barns. And of course, our centerpiece is the historic Loop Harrison Mansion, which is
tell me about
it's
that.
the cornerstone of the estate. So Dr. Loop and his wife Jane were pioneer doctors that moved to Port Sanilac. At the time, it was known as Bark Shanty because there was actually a lumber industry that was very prevalent in the area at that time. Port Sanilac was called Bark Shanty Point before it was incorporated into being Port Sanilac inside Sanilac Township, inside Sanilac County in the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
So
give me Michigan history for 500, please.
Yes. And so, lumberjacking and lumber is very much part of the heritage and history of Port Sanilac and Sanilac County and the state of Michigan. So I think having Plaidurday and then just sliding in some lumberjack history is a great way to just blend and celebrate our heritage. On Sunday, right after Plaidurday, on September 23rd, on Sunday, September 24th, we'll be having a history lecture on the lumber industry of Michigan. in the Midwest at 2:30 at our historic church, doing a history lecture presentation.
Outstanding. Well, can you give all the people at home the date again one more time?
So for a $5 general admission entry, you can join us at Sanilac County Historic Village and Museum. That's 228 South Ridge Street, right on M25 on the south side of Port Sanilac. That will be Saturday, September 23rd at 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. for $5, you can high-five everybody for wearing plaid. If you're not wearing plaid, like you and I are wearing,
or anything?
we'll charge you an additional $5 at the door.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
And is there a website or anything like that?
Yeah, you can find us at sanilaccountymuseum.org or our Facebook page, which is Sanilac Museum on Facebook, is the best way to get updates on our events of what we have going on.
Outstanding. Well, Dan, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Josh.
Sorry to disappoint with the lack of plaid.
I disappointed myself. I was supposed to wear plaid. So.
Well, and good luck on Plaidurday.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on Spotlight.